It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We're at Little Caesars Arena. Tonight, the Detroit Pistons taking on the Utah Jazz. And away we go. Rubio. Mitchell. Not that time. Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Jackson to Drummond. Sizing up the defense. Inside, he scores.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Here's Rubio up top. Down just a couple. Rubio to Gobert. Shot from the lane won't go. Turned away by Drummond. Pistons recover.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Rubio. Count the basket inside. Jackson with it. Looking to make something happen. Jackson. Deep left corner. Curling inside. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket. He dared them to get in the way.
So many players try to get pretty with the game. They want to dance. They want to do all these tricks. Maybe a God Shamdad. But sometimes you got to revert back to the old school style of the way we play the game. Just put your head down and stop me if you can.
To Jackson. With another basket there.
The reality is no one can guard a player at his level one-on-one. The help defense needs to be shown, and he needs to see a series of obstacles instead of just one individual.
Oh, they called the foul.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Knocked loose. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. It'll stay with Utah. Rubio. Pass to the rim. Pass stolen by Detroit. Jackson with it. Leads 4. From long range. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Mitchell. Wide open look. Won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
Here comes the screen. Jackson to Drummond. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Oops, he missed the first one. Oh, he missed them both. Rubio into the front court. Down 4. From the painted area, won't go down.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you settle.
And finishes strong.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Utah ball. Rubio. And finishes strong.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got it to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
Jackson with it. They lead it. 4-point game. Here comes the screen. Jackson, the drive, right to the basket. That's out of bounds. Last touch by the Jazz. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Jackson. Oh, not a good pass there as it's stolen by Utah. Here's Exum, trailing by 4. Second effort. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
And when he gets going, he is automatic from that position on the floor.
And they'll take that any day of the week. Jackson. Baseline drive to Griffin. Good. Off a spin. Jay, simply put, have we seen Blake Griffin's ceiling?
I think there's a chance that Blake Griffin could potentially be better, but it will be way more difficult when you don't have an elite point guard who can pass the ball and put it for you on a platter each and every possession.
Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Gobert. He's looking for that touch.
As a great player, I would love it if somebody guarded me that way. I get guarded that way every day in practice. You know what we call those? Dummy workouts.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Off the mark. He loves the tough shots, but that one may be too tough.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Over to the right side. Down low for Gobert. Off the assist. Jackson with it. The score 10-8. Jackson to Griffin. Oh, had him going there for a second. Griffin to Jackson. Here comes the screen. Driving right to the basket. Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home. Man, that was sweet.
It's all about that first step, and it's all about angles. Look at the way he got his shoulders through the angle of the defender. That first step was great, but those shoulders getting through, that was a difference.
Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Hand in his face, still hits. You don't see that very often. Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Pistons ball here. Here comes the screen. Ish Smith. Knocked loose. That's out of bounds. Last touch by the Jazz. Pistons retain possession. Ish Smith. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
If you're coaching against this player, you have to throw some fake traps, some fake schemes. How are you making this player think instead of just naturally reacting?
Here comes the screen. To Gobert. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
I mean, with so much talk these days about three-point shooting and the spacing on the court and having versatile athletic wings, sometimes when you have a dominant big man, you keep giving him the ball. You let him be that anomaly.
Gets off a three. At the buzzer. And a three-pointer at the buzzer for good measure. What a finish to the opening period. A great stretch here to start the game. One quarter down. Neither side really distinguished itself. Jay, what stood out?
Well, first off, I'm going to take my analytical hat off and then put my fan hat on. This has been a blasé first quarter. Not good, not bad, right in between. Let's see how both teams come out and try to adjust themselves in the second half.
Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Has a chance. Deep two there. Won't go. Is Smith. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. It's good. That's the shot they wanted him to take.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Pistons come away with it. And he throws it down. Nuclear from Blake Griffin.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Pistons clear the board. Pistons have it. Is Smith. To Griffin. Nothing going here on that drive. The jab step opens up space to knock down the jumper. Simply put, can you build a franchise around Blake Griffin right now?
No, not right now. I think he's starting to get to the latter part of his career. I think he could be a key cog in a championship team, but just not the main guy.
Rubio. Spinning shot. Won't fall.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Not that time, and not his shot.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Goes to the left side. Down low to Favors. It's a big finish. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Here comes the screen. And draws the foul.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Misses the first. Misses the second as well. And draws contact. So, it's Griffin going to the line for 2.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
First try at the line, no good. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. Jazz have the ball. Probing the defense. Rubio to Gobert. Finish that.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
The pass set it all up.
Let's see, this is simple. This is where the PG pulls the bigs over to the side and says, we can't allow that to happen. You need to be an enforcer down low.
To Gobert. It's denied by Drummond.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
The true measure of Rudy Gobert comes on the defensive end. He was all-NBA defensive first team and was tied for the lowest opponent field goal percentage at 43%. You ain't getting by that.
Griffin to Jackson. To Smith. Fires the three. Misfires. It's no good. It's Jazz ball. Inside, he scores.
There's a natural tendency when you guard a right dominant hand player to send him left. But for a guy who's a good mid-range shooter, that's wrong. His pace dribble is his left hand. Force him to go right and know that the chances are higher of him trying to drive and attack the rim. That's knowing the scouting report.
Gets it in the left corner. Jackson just not going down.
You know, Ed, so many players think the only way they can get big money is on the offensive end, but this is a game about roles. If your role is to be a defender, get your money on that end, please.
Jackson to Griffin. To Smith. Detroit with 4 to shoot. For 3. Not that time. He misses. Mitchell. Mitchell shot off the mark. To Griffin. Jazz have it. Utah with the possession. Rubio. And they call it.
A simple touch foul.
Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Buries the trifecta. Jackson with it. Up by 6. Jackson to Griffin. Here comes the screen. Knocked loose. Jazz pick it up. Oh, emphatic slam. Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. It's Detroit's ball. Jackson to Griffin. Not today.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
To Rubio. Shot from the lane won't go. The shot missed by Smith. Here's Rubio into the front court. 4 points the differential as we come up on halftime. Gobert, great pass to set it up. Rubio, keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Oh, good defense by the Jazz as they come away with the steal. And the 2 for Blake Griffin. Now a 3 at the buzzer. We come up on halftime with the Pistons out in front. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
The Pistons will start the second half with a decent lead.
They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaky. These are the guys getting buckets for the Detroit Pistons. The Jazz are in need of some changes at the half.
Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments.
These are the guys getting buckets for the Utah Jazz.
Game track. Field goals.
The Detroit Pistons certainly deserve credit for their effective shooting, and that advantage is because of their defense. They've been great on both sides of the ball, but yes, their scoring has been tremendous.
Player of the half.
Blake Griffin was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half, and I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Here comes the screen. Jackson curling inside. Griffin. The jumper's off the mark.
I give this defense so much credit. Sometimes it pays major dividends to have players that are willing to get their nails dirty. Just dig their hands in the dirt, and that's what kind of stand they're making on the defensive end.
To Rubio. The Jazz with 4 on the shot clock. Rubio. No good. To Griffin. Ah, missed it. How'd that not go down?
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit.
Oh, emphatic slam. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
To Griffin. Fires the 3. Offensive board. From the painted area, won't go down. Another follow, no good.
See, the defender did a really good job. He stayed down. He didn't go and bite for all the head fakes. He waited until the last second to contest that shot. Way to know the scouting report.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Here comes the screen. Jackson. A good defense by the Jazz as they come away with it. Mitchell with the basketball. His group now down 2. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Pistons ball here. Jackson to Drummond. Defense making the ball. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Here's Rubio up top. Our score all even in this third quarter. Rubio. To Gobert. Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Off the mark on the first free throw. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. Pistons have it. Here comes the screen. Jackson. And a putback slam.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Rubio into the front court. His guys now down by a point. Denied at the rim. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. Time for some new personnel into the game. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. So possession stays with the Jazz. To Jackson, beyond the arc for three. And Reggie Jackson, no hesitation on that one. Buries it.
I got to be real here. I think he was the only one expecting to shoot that shot. The crowd, the coaching staff, every other player on the court, and myself, all of our mouths are left wide open right now.
Screen coming. Reset here. Let's see what they do. Mitchell, well defended. It's Detroit's ball. Jackson to Griffin. And it's rejected by Favors.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Here's Rubio into the front court. His guys trail now by 4. Here comes the screen. Is Smith to Drummond. And a throwdown. Jay, I'm surprised he had a chance to wrap him up.
Well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter. You never let him have an easy bucket. If anything, make him earn it at the charity stripe.
Rubio. That's usually one that he'll knock down.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Utah's got it. Rubio to Gobert. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Nope. First one does not go. No good on the first, no good on the second. 0 for 2. To Smith. That's out of bounds. Last touch by the Jazz, so it stays with Detroit. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Griffin. Five seconds to shoot. Griffin. Rainmaker off the iron. No good. Oh, and a putback.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Utah ball. Rubio. He gets it.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Jackson with it. Up by 3. Jackson to Griffin. Not going down for him this time.
And it's written all over his body language. I mean, he looks frustrated, vexed, perplexed, whatever other word you want to throw at it with the X. But seriously, that body language, that's something he needs to work on.
Screen coming. Can't connect. Shot was forced.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you settle for a mid-range jumper that's contested.
Inside, he scores.
From somebody who loved to score a lot himself. Defensively, if you are guarding me in a parallel position, I can have whatever I want when I want. You have to force this guy to go one direction, make him go towards his weak hand, and then contest that shot.
The follow won't go either.
Well, you can't finish with your right hand on the left side of the rim. You actually have to use your opposite hand. Steve Nash is one of the best at this. Different shots at different angles, high off the glass, expecting that there are trees down below with long wingspans that can block your shot.
To Jackson. Oh, he had him there for a second. To Jackson. Jazz have it. Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. To Griffin. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The results, he's going to the line.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
And he connects on the first free throw. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. With the interception, great defensive play. Gets off a 3 at the buzzer. This has been a battle thus far. A one-point game as we get things back going here in the fourth. Jazz have the ball. The drive right to the basket to Gobert. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
The true measure of Rudy Gobert comes on the defensive end. He was all-NBA defensive first team and was tied for the lowest opponent field goal percentage at 43%. You ain't getting by that.
And it's turned away by Gobert.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To Gobert. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
Ish Smith. To Drummond. Here's a chance from long range. Not going down here.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Here comes the screen. Is Smith to Drummond. And the slam.
You know, Ed, as a player, when I was younger, there were certain guys that you just never went around on the court. You know, the ones that just threw those random elbows, smothered you with their physicality on the block. That's Andre Drummond, the guy who leads the league in rebounding.
Screen coming. Lets it fly from long range and drains it.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. New blood coming in for both sides. Driving right to the basket. In a flash. Scores at the rim.
And when he gets going, he is automatic from that position on the floor.
And they'll take that any day of the week. It's Jazz ball. Nothing going here on that drive. Can't connect. Has to know what's a good shot and what isn't.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
4-3. Cleans it up. Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam.
I don't think I could do that on the 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Good. Off a spin.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Pistons ball here. From long range. And the rebound taken down by the Jazz. Going to launch beyond the arc. Not easy.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
The screen sets him up for two. Jazz will take a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Substitutions, Detroit.
Rubio. Stuffs it down with authority.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Here comes the screen. Jackson to Drummond. Off the assist.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Shot from the lane won't go. Jackson with it. He'll run the offense. Fires the three. Here's Rubio up top. It's a 9-point lead. Pistons have it. Jackson with it. His guys down by 9. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. A bad pass as the Pistons come away with it. Jackson. For three. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Curling inside. And scores. Strong take.
Stepping east, then stepping west, and laying the ball right down the line.
Covering all areas of the map. Jackson to Griffin. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. slams it home on the putback.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Five to shoot for Utah. Goes to the right side. Fires the three, and it's Griffin there to clear the rebound. To Jackson. Beyond the arc for three. That one off the mark. It's no good. Knocked loose. It's Donovan Mitchell with the rock. Rainmaker. It's good.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Now the Pistons going to use a timeout. They're down big in this fourth quarter, and a chance here to empty their bench. Out of bounds, last touch by the Pistons. And a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
The Jazz with 4 on the shot clock. Rubio. Here's a chance from long range. Can't connect. It's no good. Lets it fly from long range. That's off the side of the rim. Short. That misses with a second to go.
EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Jazz were solid in today's victory. And of course, I've got to mention how many times they scored from beyond the arc. They were so confident with the three ball, and it was instrumental to their success. Here are the guys who put up the most points. For the Utah Jazz, the Pistons put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track. Three-point shooting. Player of the game.
Gobert seemed to think he could only score points with dunks in this game. Again and again, he kept throwing them down, and it was just astonishing. Here are the top 3 plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.